There's nothing not awkward about this. Trying to start this as the very first one. There's no established intro. There's nothing.
It's lunch break.
It's lunch break. We get an hour lunch, and we're gonna use 15 minutes of that hour lunch to talk about something. I don't know what yet. I guess that's part of the fun. Is not really knowing what we're gonna talk about.
The only thing that's on my mind is DayZ, but I don't want to talk about DayZ for 15 minutes.
I was also thinking the same thing. Like DayZ was the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, because all I can think about is the stuff that you were planning on doing, or that you wanted us to do next. And then I was also thinking about LaGrange and how they just keep getting awards for being like the nicest town.
Yeah, I've been told multiple times by multiple people that LaGrange is the capital of kindness, and I'm not really sure where it really gets that reputation.
Like an article was literally posted today on Islands that says a friendly Kentucky city near Louisville offers lovely boutiques and an artsy downtown and a railroad history. And there's just another article about LaGrange, and they always describe it as friendly, as if it's like the most friendly place on the entire planet.
There was that weird kindness thing that they were doing where they like put signs everywhere that said be kind, be nice. But I don't really know anything about that.
As far as I was aware, it was a church, right? Some kind of like church put that together.
I could see a bunch of kids on Sunday school just putting them all together.
Yeah, no, I thought it was because that's what I thought it was. I thought it was like a thing that kids were like literally the churches were doing with kids and having them make signs. But if that's literally what it takes to become the nicest town in the whole country, that's a little bit nuts. Like all you got to do, like everybody just band together, have your kids make signs that say "Be kind."
Are Americans known for being like kind? Like, how much competition does Kentucky have?
I don't.
Like I know Canadians are known for being kind, and I know maybe people from the Midwest,
I heard that people from the South are generally considered kind.
Southern hospitality.
Yeah. Which is like, it does make sense, although I would argue that people from the South are typically like intimidating. I think it's like that. There's just like, I don't know, there's like a level to it. Like, people from the South are usually like more scruffy. You see like bigger men, like fucking just real big trucks, you know? And these guys walk around, but then they're generally like, if you just get past their intimidating stature,
The rough exterior.
yeah, they're just like really, they're just kind hearted people. They're just pretty much out in the middle of nowhere. Which there's probably a lot to that. I feel like the southern, well, I wouldn't want to say that. I was going to say I feel like the southern parts of most countries are going to be a little bit kinder because you're a little bit further away from like denser society.
Not necessarily the geographical
Yeah,
south,
right.
but like their
Yeah, like right. Like they're country people, country folk. People that just don't live in cities. I think just living in a city makes you terrible. I think the longer you stay in a city, the more just like crazy you get. Or it's just being around too many people. Yeah, I guess when you have nothing but opportunities to just look at people around you and be like, oh God, like what are they doing? What are they up to? You know, there's a lot more negative thought that comes from being around a lot of people.
LaGrange, Kentucky is kind of a city though.
Yeah, I mean it's grown. It's nowhere near as small as it was like when I was growing up.
I know the fentanyl epidemic has hit it quite hard.
Yeah, I didn't really know if I ever like other than like hearing like fast food places and stuff would have people come in. That's pretty much my only other idea as to what was going on with the whole drug problem.
You hang around the right people there, and you will hear some absolutely crazy stories from anywhere in that town.
Yeah, that makes sense. I kind of mostly stayed very far away from anything like that. Even like when I worked at Taco Bell and stuff, I wouldn't really want to go anywhere near people that are like shady, people that are just like odd characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just gonna mind myself. Although I was one of those odd people. I was crazy. I think people were like genuinely like this person's insane. But I guess there's part of it that's like I didn't really care, so they probably didn't care either.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I got nothing else. I really don't have anything else. That was what's on my mind. is, is Lagrange and DayZ. I really
Is
like
there a
this.
way to combine the two thoughts?
Mm, mm, well, no, because DayZ's in Russia, and not really a lot of parallels there, other than like Project Zomboid could have Lagrange added. There's more zombie theme tie together there.
I wonder if is Kentucky known as like zombie place now because of Project Zomboid?
I don't really know. I've never really heard anybody talk about. Well, that's not true because I've been in a Discord and I was having a conversation with somebody, and as soon as I mentioned I lived in Kentucky, they were like, "Oh, like DayZ?" I'm like, "Yeah, like Louisville, Kentucky." And they're like, "Oh my god, like that's like the video game." So I mean, I feel like there's some level of fame, but then Kentucky is also like vaguely known for like the sports, the chicken, and what
the
else?
Derby.
The Derby,
Breonna Taylor.
I guess.
Yeah, I've heard her mention it if I talk about Kentucky.
Wasn't there some other like sports guy that's from Kentucky? Some famous sports ball man?
Hmm.
Is he the guy that's on the side of the building? Is that what I'm thinking of? Or is that some? No, that's not. That's totally different.
Muhammad Ali.
That's Muhammad Ali. That's obviously not the sportsman.
Abraham Lincoln and Muhammad Ali from Kentucky.
Yeah. Do you think Lincoln would be a good basketball player? Sorry.
I don't know. I think he had bone problems.
Well, have you seen their teeth weren't great, so that makes sense. Very off topic. I don't know. I'm excited though about Project Zomboid because I'm thinking the update's been out long enough now that I feel like people have kind of decided whether or not they like it,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like most people decided that they like it. Like I even read an article this morning about people like saying that the game kind of feels like it's a complete game. It's closer to an actually complete game now, which is cool.
I know the reviews are continuously trending upwards,
Huh.
so that's a good sign. And they already have. I don't think they have overwhelmingly positive reviews, but it has like very very highly rated reviews.
Huh. I mean, I would love to get back into that game a little bit later on, especially knowing that like they're doing better or that it runs that way. I haven't actually played it since because we had that server running and we were playing it pretty consistently up until the freaking update happened. Or like maybe like a month or so. Well, couldn't have been like a week or so more before the update, and then we all just stopped playing because obviously you can't. The server problems. You can't. I don't think the servers work yet.
Yeah, Build 42 multiplayer. I don't think comes out until October.
So we all just kind of gave up on the game because we were like, it's out, but we can't play it, and we're all yeah okay.
I don't know, it's kind of bum you had to play like just the shitty version of the game when you know there's really new awesome version of the game's out.
Right. Yeah. I still haven't even played it. I guess that's probably true, but I haven't even touched it. Well, it's not. I think I opened it and then looked around and was like, "Wow, this is dark." No, I did it on the Steam Deck, and and it was horrible because the controls weren't there yet. Like they hadn't done like a gamepad controller update for it yet. Which
I haven't played the game either, but personally, I just have a difficult time playing the game single player now. After playing multiplayer, it's just so much more fun.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot more to lose and live for.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just mostly excited about how dark it's going to be. It's really like the main thing that stands out about it.
You need a flashlight or something.
Right. Like nothing else. Honestly, though, that blizzard that came through when we were playing, this was like before the update, those blizzards are crazy. I did not know that they were like that. I don't think I ever actually, I think that's the first time I ever was in one in that game. I don't think I've ever lived long enough to get to one. Because I assume that happened later in the game.
The weather's kind of an unfortunate situation in the game because they added this overhaul for the weather like multiple years ago, but I don't really hear about it talked about that much. But I don't think people often live long enough to see it. Like sometimes you'll see the thunderstorm, which is pretty cool, but the blizzard is very.
It was intense.
Oh yeah,
it was scary. Like we were, and not to mention the hordes that were still there the whole time. It lasted forever, which when I first went out there, I was like, this is really cool. But in the back of my head, I'm like, this isn't going to last. Like, this isn't like a thing that's going to be perpetual. It lasted multiple days that we played the game. It was still a freaking blizzard, and then you couldn't go outside. Like, well, luckily we were in that. It was like a mall strip or whatever. What were we in?
I think we were in the mall.
Okay, because they were closed. Like we had clothes, like
for the mall.
Right. We happened to be in a place with a shit ton of clothes, right? And there was like loads of jackets and stuff there, which I don't know how much of that we moved there.
Yeah, Nathaniel spent hours moving that stuff.
Okay. Was it in preparation? Did we know that there was going to be a blizzard or what?
I think kind of the idea of being at the mall was part of it was getting a bunch of clothes for winter.
Okay.
But we didn't know about the blizzards yet.
Okay, so we actually didn't know that was a thing when that happened?
Mm-hmm.
Because that kind of makes more sense. It felt like it just sort of, it caught me completely off guard, and then, like, I didn't even know what was happening when I first spawned in. I got into the game, we were just in that garage, and then I was like, oh, I guess I'll go outside and kill some zombies, and I open the door, and it's just like, yeah, it's hell. I'm immediately freezing. I'm like, what's happening? Like, this is crazy. And then that horde came, and I think the horde came during the blizzard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
that was hell.
Yeah, so we were completely trapped inside of there. Did we even stream this or record it or anything? Does it exist?
I think it was recorded.
Is it? Yeah, it must have been. I don't know if I ever clipped, like, the actual, like, that chaos that broke out when we got, like, trapped there. I'm not sure if I was recording. I probably didn't even think about it. It was probably just full panic mode.
I remember you were, like, fighting zombies or something outside, and you came back inside, and then a couple zombies started, like, banging on the door or something.
Yeah, no, yeah. So, yeah, I was out in the parking lot of the mall and just, like, randomly killing them. And it wasn't even that many out there. But that we've had, like, this weird spawn issue for, like, a while since we got to that mall where, like, zombies would just sort of show up. Or, like, hordes of zombies. You'd be walking up and there'd be nothing there. You go down, go back up again, and there's like a horde.
Like a weeping angel.
Right. But that time I was out there, it was fine. There were like a few zombies around, and then I kind of killed a couple and went back inside. There were a few at the door, so I was thinking like, oh, okay, I must have tracked some back. My bad. It's my fault. I'll take care of it. Like, open the door. And then there's like a million zombies. Like, it was like a full-fledged fucking horde right outside of the door. And then they started banging. I was like, oh shit, Tommy! And I came back in, and then they started banging on like every door. So
we had no chance or no choice but to run upstairs.
Well, we tried to fight it out for like a couple seconds, but then I was injured. I can't remember if I got injured during that or if I was already injured. I remember I got screwed up somehow, and I was limping around.
Oh, God.
Right, because I was already bleeding out. I couldn't really defend myself. I definitely couldn't run. And all I was using was spears, which kind of require you to constantly retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you kind of spear in and then back up, spear in, back up, so you can get that range again. But if you can't get range, you're just dead. And all I had was that spear. And I couldn't go back downstairs to get any weapons because there were zombies everywhere. So we were just trapped upstairs, and you were trying to shoot them at the door. And then we were trying to trying to get help, like telling everybody online, like, guys, please, or don't spawn. Like, even we were like worried Nathaniel was going to spawn in.
You're just going to spawn and just eaten, surrounded immediately.
Yeah, the second you're there, which is a terrifying thought to even think that can happen. That you could just spawn into the game and there's immediately just a horrific horde completely surrounding you.
I remember we went up into I don't know, it was like some area that was like under construction, and then down this very long corridor, there was just like this little survival bed, and I was like, you have to stay here.
Yeah. It was like a cot or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, you have to stay, and then you left, and it was crazy weird, that corridor. It was like a really long corridor that had like a homeless person's shelter or something at the very end of it with some cots.
Very lucky it was there.
And then you went back into the war. And I just kind of waited around. I think I still survive. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm still there. If I was to log in right now, I think I'm still over there, like barely alive from my wounds. Because I was already injured, and then I got beat the shit out of by zombies.
Mm-hmm. I know we did stop playing the game around the time we were in that mall.
That sucks. I'd like to play it again. When do you think the multiplayer update happens?
I think it's sometime in October, so that's still quite a long time away.
Huh. It's March.
It is March. Well, October's at the end of the year.
I know. But it is March.
We could play Build 41 still. That's fine.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have darkness or
yeah.
animals.
It feels like it feels like a lot of the fun's kind of not there if you're not playing the newest version of it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many other people are doing that. I wonder if it's affecting the game's performance right now on Steam.
I think it has to be.
Yeah, that sucks because they did good, and now people are like, I don't really want to touch it.
Mhm.
Multiplayer's not there. But that's that. I guess we're done.
Okay, we gotta go back to work.
Yay.
Wait, is it day then lunch break or lunch break then day?
It's just lunch break. It's Wednesday.
Okay. Woo! Lunch break.
Lunch break.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. And
We're chilling like villains on a hump day afternoon.
yeah. I'm not. This week has been actually really chill. Generally.
It's Monday for me.
Yeah. Well, we did technically start this in the middle of the week, which is weird,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, but it wouldn't have been really convenient to do it any other way, I guess.
We're allowed to start it whenever we want.
Well, yeah. Fuck the rules.
Fuck the rules. There are no rules.
But no, I'm very excited that it's at least Wednesday. I would like the week to be over.
2 more days of hell.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I'm really excited to talk about DayZ.
What do you want to talk about, DayZ?
I feel like what happened last night kind of went perfectly. Like, it was like tense build up, very climactic drama with a good resolution.
Yeah. What happened? I'm trying to remember kind of step by step.
We were slowly creeping into military base, and then we got separated from Nathaniel. We reunited with Nathaniel just in time
Right.
for him to save us from Mr. Daka 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 Daka.
Yeah.
Some dude with a fucking AK-47 with a drum round just
Yeah.
unloaded at you.
He was actually really he was well off.
Mhm.
And he had a ton of food and crap on him too. So he's probably been out there for ages. Yeah, that worked out. I think Nathaniel was the one that he shot me right in the chest. And I think he shot me with I don't know what he shot me with. I don't know if it was the AK or the that sniper he had on him. But one of them immediately knocked me out.
Oh God.
I got hit once. Like I saw him, I fired one shot, which probably missed, and my gun jammed. And I woke up with my jammed gun on the ground, and I was just passed out. I was bleeding a little bit, but I was fine.
Your plate carrier probably got you.
No, 100%. It caught the whole thing. Plus, I was able to fix it afterwards because I had
Mhm.
one of those leather kits on me, which was dope.
Nathaniel came in for the clutch though, and I was just completely useless. Like I was just over the other side of the hill, and all I heard was Daka 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 Daka. Boom, he's dead.
Yeah. I don't know how many shots did he get off. I couldn't hear anything because, like I said, I think the first shot knocked me out. So I was.
It sounded like he was just like mag dumping. Like I just heard like I saw a couple tracers, and then I guess his suppressor broke, and I just heard like
Right.
followed again by
Yeah.
he's down.
Yeah. I don't even think I recorded that when we played. I probably should have. Or maybe I recorded it. Maybe I recorded it, but I didn't stream it. I don't really know. I'll have to look.
I think I'm going to start recording anytime I play that game because it feels like last like 3 times we played, crazy shit happens.
Yeah. Yeah, and you could put your stuff on the archive
Mhm.
channel. That'd be kind of cool.
I'm still thinking about like after Nathaniel knocked him unconscious, I think I told him you have to execute him, like make sure he's dead. And the thing that Nathaniel said kind of sticks out to me because I'm thinking about like what he did because he said he's dead, kind of like he went bam, he's dead.
Yeah.
But in reality,
He's down, at least.
After Nathaniel shot him, and I was like, "You need to execute him." There was no "pow," he's dead. It was more like "pow, pow, 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 pow." He's dead.
Yeah, man. I guess he was making sure. That's probably why all of his other gear was ruined. He had like a bunch of like clothing. I didn't know he shot him that many times. That sucks. Because he had like a really cool plate carrier on him with like extra stuff added onto it.
Pouches and a little sheath.
Yeah, that would have been really cool to keep. Oh well, it's not so bad. I got some good stuff off of him. At least I got that little sniper.
I think it's the Tundra M800
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, it was the Tundra, which is cool. I haven't had any like really decent long range because all I had was that Mosin, which the Mosin's good for long range, but I have no scope on it. So Yeah.
I think the Tundra has larger rounds than the Mosin, but I hear very bad reviews about the Tundra.
Like, what is it? Inaccurate, unreliable?
I don't know. People don't really like it that much. I think it does less damage than the Mosin, but has longer range. I don't
That's
know the actual
weird.
statistics of it though.
Why would I have a larger round but do less damage?
I don't know.
Huh.
The Mosin round already is pretty big though. I don't know what ammo the Tundra takes. I think 308. If it takes 308, then it should be pretty fucking deadly.
Nothing I have shot with the Mosin hasn't died in one bullet.
No, the Mosin uses a big thick boy round.
Yeah.
7.6254, I believe.
God, I like playing that game, but it stresses me out. It just makes me super, like, even just, like, I mean, it's cool. Once I get started, I'm into it.
Mhm.
But, like, holy crap. It just feels like
The
a
idea
huge...
of like starting.
Yeah, I'm like, God, like, all right, I gotta, like, not die or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Although, like, every single time I get on now, we're, like, completely decked, essentially, except I would like to have something other than a Mosin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little tired of the Mosin. It's cool. It's just, like I said, that first shot immediately jammed. And, like, that's probably the fault of my ammo, not the gun. The gun's in worn condition.
Badly damaged ammo.
Yeah, but, like, I've been throwing away all that ammo. So it couldn't have been, I don't think it could have been badly damaged. Like, the minimum damaged.
Mm-hmm.
But it still totally let me down. Had I not been knocked out by the first shot. But I think that's what really did it. I think the fact that he shot me first is what, like, saved both of us. Because I think if he had shot Nathaniel first, we would have died.
Nathaniel was definitely the MVP.
Yeah, I had no, like, again, immediate gun jam. Like, yeah, it would have been over.
I was talking to John about it last night, and I was like, thank God all that, like, fucking Call of Duty sniping Nathaniel's been doing, like, that it paid off. Like, imagine if he was playing Dark Souls the whole time.
Yeah.
He's practicing the rolls, like, fuck, I can't roll past these bullets.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the long breaks from shooters, like when I get back into the shooter, I do really well. But I would say that particularly in, like, the case of COD for whatever reason. Like, if I'm not playing COD for a long time, the first time I get back on it, I'm like, I feel incredible. But I wonder how much of that is it going, oh, this player hasn't been on for however many hours, and let's put them with, like, really crap players.
I 100% think it is. Like, it does have skill-based matchmaking.
Right. It's always like when you first get into that game, it's just like, holy crap, like, this is crazy easy. And then it slowly ramps up.
Also, there's kind of like that weird, like, honeymoon period involved too. Like, you haven't gotten dragged down by the mundanity that is daily Call of Duty.
Yeah. No, and I was your general morale. Daily COD is fun. Like, playing COD, like, COD is really fun. But when you said DayZ, like, yeah, I could see, like, if you're putting a lot of hours into DayZ, eventually you kind of have, like, a fuck it mentality. But, like, especially if you've just been doing a run for too long. Like, if your character's been alive for too long and there hasn't really been any drama, at some point you're just eating and walking around and, like, looking for trouble. Because you're just, like, you just want something to happen. You want to be able to use the stuff you have and you haven't encountered anybody.
Yeah, like, what's the point of being super decked out with grenades and an M4 if you're just gonna just use it to kill deer?
Well, that's why those in-game, like, tasks are really cool. Those sort of, like, quests you can do in DayZ, where like, the key cards and all that.
I wish Cherno, the map that we typically play on, has any in-game quests, but this was like, it's an OG map designed for, like, Arma 2, so it was completely, like, DayZ wasn't even in mind when the map was designed.
Right.
But the game mode was built up around that map.
Yeah.
But the two other maps that are official for DayZ, there are kind of like little missions you can do. Like, Livonia has a bunker with a key card in it, and then Sakal has another bunker that you need to fuel a generator to get inside of.
Does Chernaris not have, like...
I don't think there's really anything on Chernaris other than just stuff to explore.
Huh. I thought it was more... I thought I don't know, I just assumed all of them did because I didn't even really think about that aspect. That's one aspect of the game you don't think about at all unless you get to a point where you're, like, consistently geared. And it's like, oh, well, I guess you could do more. And that sniper that freaking Nathaniel had, I thought that was, like, not something you just come across. The one that he found off the, I don't know where he got it. He that crazy camo sniper.
The base that we went to.
Is that where did he find it there? Okay. That thing is insane.
I've never looked at the sniper, but it may be a DMR or something, which is pretty. Oh, wait, no, it's the VSD, which is it's like a really big, powerful sniper rifle.
Right.
You typically don't find it anywhere in the game now. Like there was this update at some point where they changed it so that weapons like the VSD or weapons like the M4 do not spawn in tier 4 military bases anymore. They only spawn in gas zones.
Huh. That's interesting.
So the base that we found, either they modded it in or he found it in a gas zone.
Yeah, and the modding in thing is what I was kind of worried about too, because, like, again, we found all those boxes in the woods from some player that sat him down. How did they even? What kind of mod? I guess this game has like really vulnerable modding capabilities. Like,
We are playing official servers, so it just has like the BattleEye virus detector thing, and then
you'd think
that's
it'd be
about it.
good enough to detect that somebody's putting down a bunch of crates literally filled with gear.
Well, DayZ standalone official servers are very known for hackers getting in and just kind of ruining the experience.
I mean, that's the first time I've ever seen anything like that in DayZ. I've literally never come across anything like that. But granted, that guy like really put the work into trying to hide some of that. Like he literally sat them down at the base of all those trees, like, you know, in the woods, which just seems weird and goofy to even try to hide it if you're gonna do it at all.
I think, yeah, that guy was it's one of two things: either a very very sweaty player who's dedicated, or they hacked it all in.
There's no way that person was that sweaty on that server. And no one ever found that stash. And if it was a sweaty player, they're going to be so upset that we went and collected like as many of the guns as possible into that pile. That's crazy. It'd like blow it all up. Can you imagine he comes back, he's like, oh, no way. No way.
I kind of, even if he is like, he did that all legit, I kind of still disagree with it because of the whole like idea in the servers. There's like a loot limit, so like he's hogging all the supplies and stuff. So when we go to places, there's not going to be any weapons or ammo there.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So just kind of like basing in DayZ is just sort of shitty in general. It seems for that reason. That doesn't seem like it's a very good kind of deters anybody from like morally from building bases and like hoarding stuff.
But I could also see the other side of it where that's kind of fun. It makes you feel like the king of the server.
Yeah. Right.
I don't really build bases in the game because it's just I don't have enough time for that. It feels incredibly tedious. But what I have done is if I have a good loadout that I like, I'll find some random place on the map that I can guide myself to later on, and I'll just bury my loot there.
Right.
And hope no one finds it, which typically they don't.
Yeah. What about those like those private servers? Like, I'm assuming base building is more feasible on some of those?
Well, there's some servers that are made specifically for base building. And there's also servers that are based off of, I forget what it was called, but it was like an add-on to the original DayZ mod, like an add-on game mode that people used to play. It was like it was where all the base building came from originally.
Right.
But there's servers like that where there's like traders and you can build bases and everything, but it doesn't have like the vanilla issue where there's like a limited amount of loot.
Right. Would it be worth it to like look at any of those private servers or?
If we seriously are getting into DayZ, they could be very fun.
I mean, again, I just feel uncomfortable with the one we're on. Like, like we found a cheater, and then we're geared out, but the map there's not really much to do on that map. I don't think. So it kind of feels like it's a dead end already.
We do have Livonia, so we could try doing the bunker in that.
Yeah, which is cool. And I'd like to try to do whatever tasks we can do before we leave it. But
we could try gearing up with NBC loot and trying to loot a gas zone.
Yeah.
That's about the only thing you can do on Cherno.
Yeah. What would we do? Like just bring it all in like wet bags and then bury all of our stuff on the coast somewhere and then just put all that stuff on and go there with like light gear with some small guns. And that way we can just like protect all of our other stuff and then go out there with only what we need to like try to loot as much as possible. I think that would be cool. We'd have to find a shovel and like a bunch of those. But walking along the coast anywhere, it seems like those wet bags are like everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So if we found like a few of those, or even the backpack ones, that would be dope. Because we could all just like bury our crap and then just fill those backpacks with gear. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that would be really cool.
I'm also thinking about if we are serious about getting the DayZ, eventually buying the Sakal map, because that map looks really, really cool.
There's a map you buy. Is it like DLC?
Livonia used to be a DLC, but once Sakal came out, they made it free for everyone.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay.
Yeah, it was. I think that came out, I don't know, past 6 months.
Huh. Is it like so? Is it just like a bigger map?
I don't know how big it is compared to Cherno. I believe Cherno is bigger than Livonia and Sakal combined. Like Charnus is a very big map, but Sakal is a lot more survival focused. It's a very cold map and everything spawns frozen. So you have to, not only are you spawning on the coast naked and afraid and starving and dehydrated, but you're also freezing to death. And all the food and water you'll find is going to be frozen. So you have to find a way to get a fire, and that kind of chops off a bunch of the people trying to play.
Right. I didn't know it was it was one of those frozen ones. That would be really cool. It would be fun to play on like a cold place.
It's the first official cold map.
Okay.
Because there's been like modded
Yeah.
cold maps before, but this is the first like official made by Bohemia.
Right. That sounds epic. Okay. Well, we have to go.
Yeah, I've got to get back to work.
Yay. Lunch break.
Lunch break. It's Thursday.
It's Thursday. Yeah.
How's it going?
Not good. Today sucks.
I'm sorry to hear a lot of really difficult TPS reports.
No. It's just like a lot of crap that I don't really I'm mostly it's kind of like I'm just spinning my tires, you know? It's kind of what it feels like.
Revving your engine but not going anywhere.
All right. It's kind of how the day's been going.
When a loud car passes you on the highway.
Right. Yeah. So something I just found out that I figured I'd bring up is that Kentucky, this is how I found this out. Apparently Kentucky is facing system-wide delays for driver's permits now, and for at different places for getting your driver's license, because after they lowered the driver's permit age to 15.
Excuse me?
They lowered it to 15. Why would you do that?
I don't know if I trust 16-year-old me to drive.
No, exactly. Like 16-year-old me was crazy, should not have been driving in the first place. You're allowed to get a permit now at 15.
They're driving all over the place.
Fuck it. Let's give it to 12-year-olds. Why even have an age limit? If they can see over the wheel, that's all you need. That's just crazy, though.
Back in my day, they just put 2 little books on the driver's seat, and then I could drive all day.
What kind of study was done where they've determined that would be okay? Where they were like, oh yeah, it'd be totally fine if they just let 15-year-olds start driving.
We do live in good old Kentucky, so maybe there's a large amount of those 15-year-olds that grew up driving stick shift on a tractor.
Yeah. What is the driving age the lowest driving age in U.S. states? Like in general? Because it feels like 15 is like crazy low. So it's typically 16. Some states allow 14-year-olds to obtain a learner's permit.
Like where?
South Dakota, Michigan, and Texas.
I'm a little confused about Michigan. I understand South Dakota and Texas, though.
Yeah. I don't know. That's crazy. Just thought that was wild. The only other thing I saw was apparently they figured out how to make transparent wood now. And it's conductive. Conductive transparent wood. Not sure what application you'd use that in. If you want not even fully transparent, like a mostly transparent, opaque wooden screen on your phone.
It's organic.
It's organic. There you go. So maybe modern wooden phones are going to come out. We're going to get wooden cell phones, fully made of wood.
Before GTA 6.
Uh-huh. Yeah, all the circuitry is just wood. They did say conductive. So I mean, I guess it's kind of obviously not that conductive, but
As good as gold.
yeah, it's as good as gold. Turns out wood's better than copper and gold at being conductive. We've really been missing out.
But back to the 15-year-old driving, though, like, the amount of little tiny petty driving mistakes you see all the time.
Right.
Just like not using your turn signal or fucking what's it called whenever you merge into the other lane when you're supposed to merge into one lane, split laning or something.
Lane splitting, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, from adults. From normal adults. And then you're going to give like a 14-year-old license. Again, granted, we are in Louisville, like we're in the city,
Mm-hmm.
and that specifically is just talking about Kentucky. There's a lot of places that are very rural in Kentucky where there's just nothing out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it would be okay in those, and it probably just, I don't know.
If you live in Boone County.
Yeah. I could see maybe like, I mean, can you even get a job at 15 though? Like, how does that work? I guess you can do it at 14 or something if with permission. Is that how?
I think so. Like maybe under the table stuff, of course, but I don't know how it officially works.
Right. Yeah, under the table child labor. That's good.
My grandpa had me working when I was 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but it's a little different when you're working for your like family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm saying like a 14-year-old needing to commute and being like, I need a permit.
Yeah, that's very strange.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's very weird. Kentucky's got a lot of weird stuff going on. Hasn't really changed that much, though. Like out here. I don't think anything's really... Like Kentucky's kind of... It's very conservative, obviously.
Mhm.
Just kind of stays the same all the time.
It's often compared to Tennessee, where you've seen a large growth in the economy in Tennessee compared to Kentucky in like the same time frame.
Mm.
Like while Kentucky's graph is quite linear,
Mhm.
you'll see exponential growth in Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much that really applies to me in my life.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on in Kentucky?
I think the way that we would see it is just the diversification of types of jobs you find in Tennessee versus Kentucky.
Right. I mean, a lot of Kentucky's just like mining.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really know if those places are all even still active. Like a lot of them are kind of shutting down, like old mining towns that people just still live there because that's where they grew up.
I'm designing a place like that at work right now, and I don't think there's any children there.
Mm.
It's like, I think I was sending you some pictures of it. It's just that little,
Yeah.
I don't even know what it's called. It used to be called Goose Nest.
Mm.
There's a population of like 200s gone down to like 180 in the past 20 years. There's 2 buildings that are like obviously looking like schools, but both boarded up and shut down looking.
Huh. That's wild. Like, most of the places I get have been just like random town neighborhoods and stuff. I honestly don't really look that into them most of the time. Although I'm sure there would be some interesting ones if I actually paid attention.
Like Gaylord.
Yeah. That would.
Gaylord, Michigan.
Yeah. I remember I've worked in Gaylord. I've done that one. Yeah, I don't even like to think about work right now. Like I said, it just feels like I'm making no progress. Like my goal when I got in was to like exceed the expectations of like getting a bit like above like what I'm supposed to normally get, and I've not even met the expectation. Like more than halfway through the day. It's rough.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Yeah. I guess I've kind of over it. Like I don't care that much, but I'm bummed. Like it's just disappointing.
It sounds like the start of a Linkin Park song.
What? Just I don't know how to spin that into a Linkin Park song.
I'm here to scream and shout what I'm so pissed off about. So there was this other one, I can't remember. It's like screaming about how much I don't care.
Okay, yeah. Screaming about how much I don't care. I don't care. Yeah. What was it that you brought that came up the other day? Because we were coming back from lunch. It was like after we literally had like started walking up to the building or something, and we were talking about something, and I wanted to bring that up again at some point, but I forgot what it was entirely.
Was it about video games?
Maybe.
Was it about DayZ?
Maybe. It started like again, it's kind of like it's sort of there. I think you made like a weird reference and it became like a joke. I can't remember. Stupid. Anyway, about DayZ, we didn't play yesterday.
We didn't. We played XCOM.
Yeah, holy crap, dude. XCOM, I really would like to have like I'd like to just watch you play more of that.
Mhm,
Like
I'd
actually
totally
the story.
be down to play more today. I think we could make a good series with it.
Yeah. I think that'd be dope. Cuz it's a super relaxing game to just like play and to just see it happen.
It also has like kind of low-key horror vibes.
Right. Like it's spooky. I don't know. There's something kind of about that just like spooky aesthetic.
Cozy.
Or like, yeah, it's cozy. Like it's weird like how like in the moments that you're not immediately terrified, you're just kind of like, oh, this is nice.
Mhm.
Like Drudge.
Yeah.
Like it's like a game where you're just fishing. It's like really relaxing and then like terrifying at some moments.
And then you end your turn and you
Right.
get kicked right back into the moment.
Yeah.
Everyone starts dying. That fucking mission that we had yesterday, it was so horrible. Like everyone died in such horrible ways. The
Right.
last two people left like saw all their friends die, so they panicked and throw down their guns.
Right.
I forced them to pick their guns back up, and it's like a pistol, and they go in there trying to fight a robot that
Yeah.
fucking everyone shot and didn't kill.
And that was a weird scenario because there was so many people there, and they were so incredibly unequipped for like what were really powerful aliens.
It was like the first battle scene in Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
They all land down, like run out of the vehicles. Come on, yeah, woo for Earth.
Yeah.
Annihilated.
I am hyped to play more of it. That's gonna be really good. I feel like but like I don't know. I guess never really thought about how horror games have that chill vibe aspect. I feel like that should be kind of like the focus of more horror games. Is that just casual horror kind of vibe?
It kind of reminds me of DayZ, like just.
I'm
Is it
realizing
weird?
now Subnautica
Oh yeah.
is totally like that. Like it's a game where you're just chilling and you're just kind of doing your thing, but there's like moments when you're like, oh my God, like what the hell? Like it can be really intense at times. And then you can kind of like through your own pacing and like how you set yourself up, you can make it better or worse. Like you can totally prep yourself in that game so that you're like really ready for like most scenarios and you can kind of just, take it to the chest.
Lots of flashlights, extra oxygen tanks.
Right. Mostly a lot of batteries. You're just carrying a bunch of batteries.
Do you have any spare batteries?
That game is really just like it's mostly food is like the main thing that you end up having to go back for. Like you'll go out to go investigate an area or try to grab some whatever it may be, and then the only reason you have to come back is either food. It's usually water actually, because you need a fabricator to get water.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get water any other way, as far as I know. But you can get food because there's that burning knife,
The fire blade.
fire blade or whatever, and a stab a fish and it cooks it. But eventually you need to go back for water. But the good thing about water is it doesn't go bad, so you can like carry a decent amount of it with you.
Mm-hmm.
But it just sucks that you have to be so prepared with water. I don't know. And obviously batteries, but the batteries usually last.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so bad. That game is really fun. I love that game. It's so boring. I know it's boring. Like I know that watching play Subnautica isn't necessarily even that fun.
I don't know. I struggle to play Subnautica, but I have a very fun time watching you play Subnautica.
That's weird. I feel like I guess that's not that weird because I'm describing it as boring. I feel like it would be boring to watch. I feel like I have more fun playing it, but I don't really know what that. I haven't really watched that many people play that game, but I know that like while playing it, a lot of the time I'm just like, it's just busy work.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm like, okay, I got shit I have to do, and I'm just getting something like whatever it is I'm working on, kind of working through a task. But most of the time it's just like, yeah, most of the time it's just busy work.
Yeah,
It's
just
fun though.
tedious.
Yeah,
It's like the guy pushing up the boulder.
right. Yeah, and then like because like you'll finish, you'll do a whole bunch of crap, and then you like to set yourself up so that you can do a bunch of crap,
Mm-hmm.
and then like in between those steps, you're like, oh crap, I got to do a bunch of crap. Like that's kind of how that game goes, but it's fun because you feel that like constant progression, and then in the back of your head, there's always that fear of like, will something go horribly wrong? Um, and then like the constant dive. Yeah, God, it's a good game. I'm just rambling on about fucking Subnautica. I really like it though.
Do we have to get back to work?
I don't know. I think we have a little bit of time. I don't really know to be frank, I don't know when we started. We're aiming for 15.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Doesn't really matter. It's Thursday. It's like one of the worst days.
Yeah, Thursday. It's like a Friday tease.
Yeah. You want Friday to be here. It almost always feels like a Friday, but it's just a disappointing Friday because it turns out to not actually be Friday. Yeah. No, we still got a few minutes. But I feel like Friday's going to be awesome. Cuz hopefully all of that crap I've done today at work will like catch up to me, and Friday will come up and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, here we go." And I'm like, all those points rack up and I feel really good about it.
You can submit it all at once.
Yeah.
And the daily value doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I love that. Like that's one of the cool things about our job is that sometimes like you'll have like a bunch of really crappy days and then you can have like a really good day that just makes up for it.
It sounds like gambling.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of is. Like a lot of it is just like random.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether or not you're going to get something that's like workable or whether or not it's going to be something that's just like a disaster.
Sorry, we rolled your name and you get the shit project.
Right.
Have fun getting no points.
Yeah. Yep. That's pretty much how it goes. But I don't know. I just got to get better at like recognizing when something is broken and being like, get rid of it, take it away from me so I can get something better.
Mm-hmm. Whenever you have like a project and you put like 20 hours into it, and then you finally run to the thing, or I kind of rejected this like 20 hours ago.
Right, and now I have like you get nothing for it. Mm-hmm. Like all that time you spent is literally meaningless because now you have to like put it away to do something else.
My supervisor says if you push it to package prep, you may still get the points.
You will. No, that's the thing. If you push anything through stuff to whatever the point, but the problem with that is like then if you get the points then later on when you're back in it and you have to make changes, all that time is useless. Like you're not getting anything for it. So it just feels like I don't know. I'd rather get the points when it's done. But I don't know.
I guess it really depends on what stage of the project you're in when you're rejecting it. If you're at the very start of the project, probably best not push it to package prep. But if you're at the very end of the project, then maybe.
Yeah. But I guess that is it. I guess we have to go fucking back to work.
Oh, Jesus.
Yay.
Yay.
Lunch break.
Oh, shit. Lunch break.
It's Friday.
It's fucking Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thank Christ it's Friday. It's Friday.
Dude, well, yesterday actually wasn't so bad. Like, when I got lunch, remember, like, yesterday I was bummed.
Miserable.
But, like, the end of the day, it wasn't so terrible. I got a decent amount of stuff out. Today's been really good so far. If it ends like it is going today, it's going to be fine. But it could be better. I'm, like, holding on. It's been a good day, though, generally. Very abstract what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, like, my work is going well.
Mm-hmm. Today could be going better for me. It would be worse if it wasn't Friday and I had the whole weekend ahead of me. But I got this QC back, and the QCer was like, "Can I call you real fast?" And you can tell it's going to be a bad like thing of corrections when the person looking at your work, the first thing they start out with is they question how much experience you have. Like, I don't know how much experience you have with this, but I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah.
But it turns out I was completely in the right. They were in the wrong, so maybe I should be questioning their experience.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. It's always fun when you get, because there's always a little bit of like, you just feel kind of disrespected every time you get a QC, and it's like something, whatever. It's whether it's big or small, it's like, oh, God,
Mm-hmm.
And then if they hit you with something big, and then they're like, oh, totally wrong, and you go to your supervisor and you get it all sorted. Yeah.
It's just the constant changing of standards and the lack of communication is what the issue is.
Right.
Like this fucking they've been flip flopping on this standards. Well, they'll be like, all right, we have to design it this way, so we'll design it this way, and then a week later, I'll be like, actually, can you not design it that way? Design it how it was originally supposed to be. So then you undo the design, and they go, oh, they changed their mind again. They want it back.
Right.
That's happened like 5 or 6 times now.
Yeah. That's fucking horrible. But it's Friday, and we're going to the gym, and
We heard-
hopefully I
Yeah.
won't die.
I think you'll be fine.
It's just my knee that I'm worried about. My knee's been kind of crappy and weird, but I think I'll should be able to do the whole set, like all sets. I think I'm gonna try to at least. I'll see how it goes. My knee has been bothering me slightly, but I think I'll be okay.
How long do you think we've been doing this weightlifting stuff now? If you could put a approximation of a number of weeks.
I mean, it feels like it's been at least like a couple months,
Mm-hmm.
I would say. I'm not really sure exactly.
If I could if I could just like do a ballpark number, I would say that this week today is either the 22nd or the 23rd week we've been doing it.
Huh.
Pretty sure.
Right. Never mind me. um. Huh. Yeah. I mean, I feel like didn't I skip last week?
No, Matt did.
Matt did. So okay, that's right. I did sets last week. Okay. Cool. Because I was worried that I didn't, and that today's gonna suck really, really bad. I still might. God, I'm so tired of having knee problems. I need to do more of that like physical therapy exercise stuff with my knee.
Mm-hmm.
I just keep forgetting or neglecting to do it, and then slowly I start having problems again. And I'm like, God, like I'm like, what's happening? And then I do this. I just have to start doing those workouts again.
Yeah, fucking tendon issues are the worst. They're like they progress very slowly over time, and then you don't really notice any issues until boop, it's an issue,
Yeah.
and then the healing process takes twice as long as it took to injure. So if this was a progressive injury that took 2 years to handle, it's going to take 4 years to even be remotely healed.
Right. Yeah. And like I have a set of exercises I can do for it. I never really feel like I'm doing them right because ideally I should be doing them against a wall. I
Mm-hmm.
have to do them in the hallway, which would be like really annoying. But yeah, I mean, it is cool though that like you can have something like that going on, and you just have to do like an exercise routine effectively to fix it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like generally, just like some form of physical therapy will solve most of those problems.
And it's never like a really complicated thing you have to do. It's like, oh, move your leg like this 10 times every other day, and you should be fine.
Right. Yeah. I'm excited for more XCOM. I don't know. I doubt we're gonna do that today, but
Yeah, probably not, but probably not over the weekend either, which kind of sucks. But definitely 100% we'll do it more on Monday.
yeah, I would like to do it on a weekend eventually because it would be easier to get a bunch of episodes out at once
Mm-hmm.
instead of just doing like one at a time.
Also, I know it was kind of a joke in the first episode. We mentioned doing XCOM, but in like real time.
Yeah.
But I seriously think one day if we like decide to do like an 8 or 10 hour live stream, just sitting
Yeah.
here in XCOM all day, that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, it would be funny. It would be fun, and it would probably be very exciting every time it happens.
It's like 4 hours in, kind of drunk.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
shit!
Yeah, like, oh my god, oh man. Yeah, that would be crazy. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm excited though. I'm excited for this weekend. It should be kind of cool.
Get to reunite with an old friend.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be deep. Deep? That would be dope. And
I'm excited for the awkward phase where we all say hello and then
mhm.
we'll slowly warm up to one another.
That will probably happen in the car there, or
Mhm.
back rather. But yeah, I'm also just excited that the week is over and I can chill out and just sleep in. That's the biggest thing. Every weekend, it's always sleeping in is my favorite thing in the world.
So you can tell you're an adult.
Mm.
Oh, and tonight's going to be really exciting. I get to put my pajamas on and sleep for an extra 2 hours.
Right. Like, because I mean, I could, if I was more responsible, I could go to sleep at a better time, and then I wouldn't have to sleep in.
That's boring, though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just happy with 8 hours of sleep at all. Every time I get 8 hours of sleep, I feel like a champion. I did the thing that I need to do.
They do say like the biggest part of health is a proper and consistent sleep schedule.
It seems to be really fucking important.
Mm-hmm.
Like, pretty much your entire overall everything seems to rely on your sleep schedule.
Most definitely. Like even more so than your physical activity or your diet.
Right.
I would say the two most important parts of physical health are the sleeping and the diet part. And it is important to get exercise too, but
Right.
it's nowhere near in the magnitude of importance as sleep and eating nutritious food.
Right. Yeah, I've been getting like 1 hour less than I should every night for the past little while, and then like not even that long ago, I stayed up until 12. I think it was 2 days ago. I was just like staying up too late, stayed up until 12, and I had to go to work at 6:30 or get up at 6:30. So that's never good. I,
It's such a weird, strange, like waking up in the morning with the lack of sleep. You just, the best thing I can imagine is like this weird, horrible sound. Just there's like no words to describe the horrible feeling.
I don't. Yeah, it's always miserable, and you don't. God, that really is just the worst. And then I do it to myself like all the time, and I have it. I have the anticipation of it. On during the week, I know I'm gonna wake up and be miserable. When all I need to do is just go to sleep at a reasonable time, and that problem is gone.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to go to sleep because I'm like, I got things I like to do, and like as the day gets closer to the end, I'm like, oh crap, I want to do this and this and this and this, and then by the time I'm done, I'm like, it's 12 or it's 11.
It's big EP time.
It's no good.
I was just about to say something, but I forgot what it was.
Huh.
Fucking hell.
I'm still thinking about the XCOM. Like editing that was interesting. Also the last podcast that we did, the last episode of this was horrible. The quality of the audio. It wasn't necessarily the worst. It was the one that played right before this one. It wasn't terrible, but you could hear my mouth sounds the whole time, like all these little noises I was making, like all kinds of crap. It was horrible. It was awful, and I couldn't really do anything out about it in post. It would have been taxing, so it is what it is, I guess. But this is
ASMR.
it's slowly evolving this over time as I like learn about problems. There's also this constant issue where there's this popping sound that comes out of like there's an issue with like consistent audio. And I don't know if it's a problem with the computer we're using or the interface we're using or the plugins we're using, but something is causing that issue, and I have not been able to narrow it down. I might not ever narrow it down. It might just be a consistent thing that exists. It's not the most annoying thing. It's not the worst thing, but it's not. I don't love it.
What is the cheapest possible solution?
That's always the question. And the cheapest possible solution would be to get some sort of external, like recorder,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'd basically be ditching the interface altogether. Because I think a cheaper solution would be maybe to get like a Rodecaster, like one of those I think they make like actual little mixers specifically for recording like podcasts and stuff, and it would just record it directly to a file. So it would be there's no processing, there's nothing happening,
Mm-hmm.
and then it would just go through. But the thing is that I want this setup to be more convenient than that. I'm looking for something that's more versatile so that we can use the same setup for recording other things and then also do things live.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest problem. The huge difference between when it comes to audio quality between something that's produced live and something that's produced after the fact. Because when you're doing something live, you're dealing with delay, you're dealing with processing time for any kind of like compression or EQs and all that stuff, and then you're dealing with like syncing up if you're playing a game or whatever the content is up with all of those other things. If you're just recording raw and then doing all of that stuff in post, then it makes it a million times easier, and it's way more flexible. But the problem is this setup is intended to be able to use while live,
Mm-hmm.
so that's just the limitation of it.
Does this popping issue, is it like a big thing in the XCOM recordings?
No, not well. Yeah, maybe it probably exists. Again, it's pretty subtle, and especially with the game going in the background, you're not really going to notice that kind of thing. It really stands out mostly in this format, where
There's nothing else in the background.
right, it's just us talking, and like there's loads of room for those little sounds like that to stand out. But it also like
like literally what happens is you'll have a an audio recording is a constant stream of information. And that's one of the things I hate about Windows. Windows deals with audio horrible, by the way. This is kind of not entirely off topic. The way Windows handles audio is awful. It is so inconsistent. It loves to break. And I absolutely hate digital audio just because of having to sync up freaking audio audio frequencies and bit rates and everything so that things work correctly. It's a nightmare. And it's super hard to track down those problems because they could exist anywhere along the chain. It could exist in Windows itself. It could exist in a program that you're using to capture this stuff. It could exist in plugins or anything else you're using in order to for effects. And so to narrow that kind of issue down is awful. But it's way easier when it's physical hardware, and it has nothing to do with anything digital.
Does the Mac process audio better?
Yes, 100%. Apple is the greatest when it comes to this. And for whatever reason, like it's their OS just handles audio so much better. It is so much more consistent. I think one of the issues is like Windows sometimes just interrupts the audio processes. So like if the CPU is doing something or if it's stressed, Windows will just be like, oh, we'll just take some ticks away from audio processing and allocate it somewhere else. Or I don't know. That's the only way I can describe it because you'll just get these gaps in your audio, and then when you play it seamlessly, it just sounds like pop because it's just a giant gash in your audio for no reason. And I've never, when I was using like iMacs or MacBooks, not a problem because they process their audio, I guess, on a separate channel or like it has like dedicated processing or something on the sound card.
I've always heard it explained that like Macs are more specialized when it comes to audio, while Windows tries to act as like a jack of all trades.
Exactly. Yeah, no, Windows thinks it can do everything, and it thinks if it does everything just okay, it's fine. I know for audio process, there's really not like a specific build you can do. Like you can get new sound cards and stuff, but like I don't really know of a good way to like fix that problem with a different PC build.
Is the issue with Linux in this situation just not enough people making software for it?
So, well, no, Linux is pretty good with audio processing too. It's much more reliable than Windows is. Anything is better than Windows when it comes to audio. But again, yes, the issue with Linux is that it's a pain in the ass to use. If you're not completely 100% dedicated to that operating system. Yeah. Like whenever there's any kind of issue, it might even seem like a small thing that you can fix, and then it's just something after thing after thing, and before you know it, you spent 2 hours doing it, and you might get
to doesn't work.
Yeah, it still doesn't work, or you might get there in the end, and by the time you're done, you're like, I'm not even happy about this. Like I spent so much time on this, I'm just frustrated. I'm going to bed. But all that being said, with SteamOS on the Steam Deck, that being Linux, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like it still has all those problems, but they put a lot of work into making it pretty much all, because as long as they planned out for whatever it is you're going to be interacting with, it works really well. And SteamOS is like dedicated to gaming. It does gaming really well. If you want to do something like emulators or I don't know, little side things on it, you're going to run into things. It's going to be a little bit more complicated. You're going to run into some of those Linux issues. But the fact that there's a discovery page where you can just download a lot of stuff.
Discovery blows my fucking mind.
It is crazy. It's a really weird concept that we don't really have on Windows at all. We don't have a version of that. Even when Mac has it. Like Mac OS have the App Store, and it's built into their OS, so they can download apps that are like registered and created and that are known to work. That's essentially what the discovery page is on Linux, except it's mostly open source. It's just all like open source or
doesn't have to be approved by Linux.
Right. It's approved by somebody puts it in there. But it does most of the stuff in there just works out of the box. But with Windows, you just kind of have to, if you want to get something done, you just kind of have to figure it out. But
I think we have to go back to work.
We do. I don't want to go.
Oh Jesus!
But at least it's the end.
We'll see you on Monday.
Yeah.